How's it going, everybody? Oh, rats. Um, ah, I'll leave it like this. I forgot my big microphone, but my other one seems to be working okay, I guess. I hope so. Okay, let's see. Bruce, hi. Geezer, Eddie. Man, hi, Truth. And old Bud is greetings from St. Moritz. How are things in St. Moritz? Are you guys still shut down there, or is St. Moritz open up? Oh, it's raining. Okay. Um, hey, GMT Master, how are you? Hi, howdy from Texas. Howdy, howdy. Okie doke. Oh boy. Uh, well, some of you were here this morning and some weren't. So let me sort of fill you in what I've been up to. I've been just playing around with stuff. Um, uh, After this session, I'm going to be emailing. Hi, Ian. I'm going to be emailing Nicholas Vitarek at Aganor and see how things are coming. Hi, Mr. Gumby. Um, oh, yeah. Hey, Mr. Gumby, how did your testing work out? Is that okay? Hi, Blake. Hi, Javier. How are you? Um, Everybody good? Um, I thought I'd better turn off my phone this morning. I was interrupted by Siri. Hi, Kaz. How you doing, man? Anyway, okay. So this is the movement that's in the Van Cleef and Arpels, and if you take away one of these discs, that's our watch. Okay, that's it. You take away a disc. These are jumping hours right here, and just pop it off, and then angle the starting and ending point for the retrograde minutes, and that's it. This is called the AGH 60249. Now, I also mentioned that we'd prefer a wind-up. This one has a micro rotor in it, and maybe, I don't know, maybe that's what I have no idea what they're going to do, or if they're even going to do it. I hope they will. That's my okay. You don't like your Moser, Kaz? Oh, that's too bad. Oh, you love it. All right. Enjoying a Habano and some Zacatecas rum today. Wow, man, you're having a good time. Hi, Mark. Oh, let's see. No refunds, not liking it, huh? Okay. So anyway, so that's where we are right now on the movement. And hi, Flares. Lee, how are you? So this is here is the watch that the movement went in. And if I turn it like this, okay, and then slide this jumping hour to here, that's what I'm hoping that we're going to get. I don't know when, but or if, but that'd be nice. Hi, Mark. Okay. Keep the watch. Send the ladies. Not a problem. I would imagine from what I've heard, Truth Fears, you have a problem with ladies all over the place. So you're a brave man. Okay, hey, let's see what's going on. You guys enjoying a Tommy's margarita with G4 tequila. Man, you guys have all the good stuff. All right. This was something, by the way, too. I put um I put this up this morning and was uh some wise guy whose name I won't mention said, "Oh, that looks like a Linderfeld." Anyway, what I did was simply here was an idea from a German poster from the 1920s, and then I took one of those things and put it here. I'm not an artist by a long shot, but it's just an idea of where we can look for ideas and stuff. I'm an enabler. Is all they are. I've been accused of that before. Um, anyway, so what I'm thinking is that we have a plan B and a plan C, actually. Plan B would be the UWD 33.2. Plan C, but it only be for 5, would be the Rolf Lang, but it's a little too big. What I was working on before I got started here, I was thinking about the different things that oh, hi James, how are you? That we need to go through, and not us. Well, yeah, us. Everybody. High NS something. There he is. He's the guy that made fun of my watch design. It's NS something. Okay. COVID tested this morning, had results 2 hours ago, and they were negative. Way to go, Mr. Gumby. That's what I'd ask about. I'm glad you're good. You know, it's even better news is what who was it? Who's our friend in Shanghai? He tested, and his whole family did, for having COVID-19 antibodies. So they're all set. Okay. All right. So this thing I was looking at, you're going to buy a watch, and what is the very first thing? Let's say for somebody who's just getting started in this, what would be the first thing to do? First thing to decide on before you do anything else? Any what would you say? The very, very first thing, even before you start the research. Oh, good boy. Guernsey looks like a good case. Now, don't let anybody in until this is over, until they find a what is it? A vaccine for it. First thing is see your bank account. Okay. Can you please repeat the question? Are you having a hard time hearing? Is the sound bad? Because I can hook up my microphone if that would help. Would that sound better? Hi, Matthew. How are you? Do I have the moolah? Yeah, that's exactly the same thing I said too. The first thing is like, how much you're going to spend. All right. Okay, I'll leave the sound alone. Everybody gets nervous because I'll flip it around. Okay, I agree 100%. The very first thing I think you got to figure out how much you're going to spend. Okay. And oh, really? I didn't know that. Poor, Mark, what you might do is what I do. I have crummy hearing too, and put on some earphones. That really helps a lot. Helps me a lot anyway. I got all kinds of. I have implants in my head. Okay, all right, Bruce. Hardy har har. What about it? Okay, the first thing you have to do is say, okay, what kind of budget am I dealing with? And so, what do you think the next thing would be? I mean, this is open. There is no absolute right answer. But I was sort of interesting. There you go. That'll help. I don't drink. Saving for watches. Oh, but Kaz, you should. No, just kidding. You shouldn't. Nobody should. It's not good form. I don't drink because I fall asleep. That's no fun. Um, I have a Rolex budget with a Patek Philippe taste. Well, Rolexes, those can get up there. All right, so you got price, so you figure out how much you want to spend. Let's put a figure on it. Let's say you're new with this, and and you decide, okay, it's not going over $2,000. $2,000 is your limit. So what would the next decision be? Yeah, Mike is a big enabler. um, yeah, that's like I ended up with Rolex's GMT Master. Okay, I have a Seiko budget with a Roger Smith taste. All right, new or used? Um, New or used? That is more. Yeah, I don't know. That's sort of a tough one. It comes if it's just one or the other, but I don't know if that's the first thing you decide. I think the first thing is the price you want to spend, and so the second thing might be what. All right, folks, let's get serious. After budget, figure out why you are buying the watch and what you will be doing with it. Okay, and what does that imply, NS something? Beer pocket champagne wishes, yeah. What type of watch? I agree, Howdy. That's what I would say. What type of watch? Do you want like a uh, sports watch? Do you want an office watch? Do you want a dress watch? Do you want a pilot's watch? Do you want, what kind of watch you want? And I think that addresses what NS something was saying. Is that what are you going to be doing with it? If and again, you're starting in watch collection. You don't realize you're starting in watch collection, but you're thinking way too much about watches, and so you know, and there are differences. Okay, um, so you got the price, and we'll say just for sake of argument, it's $2,000. You know the type of watch you want. Now, what would be the next thing after that? Uh, Brian, I will. The thing is, I answer all things, but I don't look at the queries there too much. The best place that I always look is on the comment section that we have for this, and I guess the PMs that I get on Facebook, and for other, for bigger things like watch collection, email. But Brian, if you have a question, I'll go dig it up. Okay, off of my Instagram. Okay, I don't use Instagram too much. I guess I should, but I've been really busy. Did anyone get a quarantine cut? I was supposed to get one when the quarantine started. My head looks like a sheep now. A quarantine cut. Oh, a haircut. I don't know. I'm starting to look like a hippie because I have something for my beard, but I don't have anything for my haircut. Um, who was it? There's always the bowl and the scissors, but that's weird. To be fair, so many things to consider next all at once. Yeah, there are a lot of things you have to consider, but if you're talking to somebody who's getting started, and you have to have some kind of sequencing. But then you can mix them up later. I'll put it that way. What is poor talking about? Oh, let's see. Okay. What do you think of the new Mont Blanc watches and Wonders releases? I think they're competitive designs. You know, Matthew, I think they've always had really competitive designs. They've used in the earlier ones, they had like Sellita movements. I was looking at one today that had it has Sellita 200 in it. It was a nice looking watch too, and but I haven't seen the new ones yet. Watches and Wonders, man. I tell you, it's one of those, while you got all other stuff going and you're trying to find a watch to look at. I was looking at some of the new Parmigianis today, and what they have with everything is they have a video, and somehow they think a video is more useful than some still pictures of the watch with information about the watch. Well, no, maybe that's for me. Maybe your typical watch buyer likes to see a movie. I don't know. I look like a guitar player in a rock band, not a drummer. Oh, okay. Hi, Williams watches. True, much more variety online, especially for us that live in the BFE. BFE. What's a BFE, Lee? Hi, Orange Hand. Love the new Mont Blanc split second with Minerva movement. Yeah, now that sounds good. Hi, Donald. Yeah, I generally I like Mont Blanc, especially with the Minerva. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, Minerva's not that big of a deal," and yada yada yada. They have some very nice movements. I don't know what they're talking about. Have they? I mean, the way that they use their bridges, and they'll have a like a you know three finger bridge just going up and stuff. I like them. Now that's my taste. Um, I feel like Parmigiani had okay stuff, but really more of the same kind of tired old rehash stuff. And I actually like the brand a lot. I what I saw that I did like, and I don't care for tourbillons at all, but they had a tourbillon I actually liked. It was a very simple watch. They had a very clear tourbillon at the bottom, and that was it. And that I like. Um, if you're going to have a tourbillon, I prefer them by themselves without any other kind of other than minutes and hours. Then they had some women's watches. They had introduced a lot of women's watches for some reason, and but other than that tourbillon, I didn't see anything that was I was really crazy about. The thing is that I probably wouldn't want to buy a tourbillon because they spend too much on something that I don't have that much interest in. I'd spend that much on a Remontoir Egalité, but trying to find them. Okay, Squash Dog, Oklahoma. What's going on? Just out of interest, a football player was robbed at knife point today of his in his house in the UK. And I believe the media said about 200,000 quid of watches were taken. Wow. Whoa, man, that's a lot. Um, Hey, is there a real town in Oklahoma? Yeah, there is. Go look it up. It's right next to Dry Creek and Possum Hollow. They got a lot of interesting things. Hey, Geezer, what's going on? Let's see. 200K is a lot until you realize that's his 4-day salary. Yeah, you're right, Howdy. That guy. Um, and you realize they were all from Jacob the jeweler. Okay. They crash their Ferraris for fun. Jeez. 200,000, that's a RM and a U-blow. What I don't know what the U-blow's for, but okay. That's what it probably was too. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. All right, now we talked about two things so far: the price, the type, and number three is what would you do, or what would you advise someone to do? I don't know what you would do. I know what I would do, but what would you do? What else would you do with your? Oh, come on, we're out of that. Rainbow Rolex. Size of your watch you're wearing. It's either 40 or 42. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. It's a Beauvais 1930 Fleurier. All right. So if you want to look it up, you can. You can tell me how big it is. Yeah, this one is. This is the one I was wearing this morning, and I remarked that it is so comfortable. And the reason it is that see how this the crown lays down. Not the crown, but the bow. The here's the crown. It's a bow and crown, and normally when you take it off, this thing is straight up. But what it does, it conforms to your wrist, and so it ends up being a very comfortable watch. How do you feel about factory diamonds or gemstones on watches? How do I feel about it? Um, the only place that I like to see gemstones is in the movement. I'm not big for gemstones. Now, on my wife, she has a different feeling about it, and there'll be diamond bezels and things like that. But that's what she likes. I have simply have different tastes. But I do like that big fat diamond on the top of the balance on my Langenheim Frederick II. That I like. But otherwise, and then of course the rubies that are in gold chateaux, I really like, even though they're man-made. So what? They're there for functional uses, and with man-made rubies, you can form them a lot better than you could with a mined ruby. On the other hand, that mined diamond is just sort of fun. Just boom. What is a tool that I've had? Oh, right now, I used to have one. I want one again. I want a Dremel tool, but I haven't got a Dremel because I'm afraid that I'll break something. I want it for my resonance experiment, but Eddie and some other people have said use a hand file, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'll use a hand file and file that thing down so I can get the two balance wheels. I hope to make them go into resonance with each other. If you're going diamonds, the only accept option is to go full producer, Michael, and ice that sucker out everywhere. Howdy, I have no idea what that is. What is producer Michael? To go full producer Michael? Who is full producer Michael? What do you think of the Jacob and Company Billionaire watch? Oh man, I've seen it. I don't care for anything from Jacob and Company. Nothing. If you like it, that's fine. I don't. It's simple as that. Platinum 40th anniversary Nautilus with Baquette diamonds. There you go. I hate the Tombstone. Okay. Ice is a bunch of diamonds on things. Boy, you say you guys from Jersey, you've been watching The Sopranos, but you've been living The Sopranos, Eddie. Let's see. Don't watch Producer Michael. What is it? Savior. I have no idea what Producer Michael is. Somebody tell me. My poor Mark. What is this? You know, we're trying to get watches squared away here. We're trying to get a sequence of watches. The corner beckons. Hey, Levin, how you doing? What are your thoughts on Richard Neely? You know, I think they make good watches, but they have no appeal to me at all. What's the third criteria? Okay, we haven't decided on that. I'll tell you what my third criteria would be. Whatever watch, okay, so you got to watch, there's the price range, got to watch, and then I would find out what movement they had. The reason for that is that I think you should try to get the best movement that you can. And of course, then the question is what's the best movement? It's not always in-house, all right? If I found, for example, like the one we've been talking about, the Van Cleef and Arpels, that's not an in-house movement. But who would want an in-house movement instead of an Agenor? I don't know anyone who would, at least who knows about watches. Or if you have a Roger Smith or Philippe Dufour. But it's a kind of thing that I think is important, because if you try to find out the movement, you're going to find out about the watch. If they have some phony baloney name like IWC and Breitling and Cartier and some of the older Mont Blanc have some phony baloney names too. And then the thing is start digging, which to me is, because then you get an idea of the quality of the watch by the quality of the movement. So, before I got that Harry Winston, I did all kinds of research on that and found out that it had a Girard-Perregaux movement with an Agenor retrograde. Well, that makes a big difference, because to me, the watch was worth a lot more. Didn't tell the seller that. The seller was trying to unload it because it wasn't, not a thing that somebody goes into to his kind of watch store. And he was a Harry Winston AD, had a used one, and that sat in a case apparently for a number of years and or a little while, and sold it to me. The thing of it is, though, is that how can you? I mean, you find a watch, you know the type of watch, and then you can sort of start hunting around for like the kind of movement, because then you get a better idea of what you're paying for. Christopher Ward is a great example, I think. If you look at Christopher Ward watches, some of them have ETAs and Sellita movements, and others of them have what they call their SH21, which is their in-house movement, which is quite attractive, I think. And so, it's that way. I don't know. What do you guys think of Val Fleurier as a movement maker? What do you think of Val Fleurier? Any opinions on that? Is that sort of like does that cheapen some of the watches that end up with it, like Piaget or the Vacheron Constantin 56 or the Cartier, whatever Cartier they have it in, or the it improves it improves the quality of the Baume Mercier, because they call it their Baumatic, and that's their in-house movement. And because they're owned by Richemont, or Richemont owns Val Fleurier. I don't know. How does that make much of a difference to you guys? Hi, Tim. Val Fleurier is a good movement. Okay. I am a Piaget and Cartier fan. Bless you, boy. I like Cartiers too. I would love to get a Cartier, what are they called? A Tank Follet. That I would really like to have. That is an amazing watch, in my opinion. I think Val Fleurier is a great idea and is a good thing overall. Richemont has so many good movement makers. They should pool the resources to create affordable movements for the low end. Okay. All right. And we'll just march right on down that yellow brick road and we know we're getting a good movement. I don't know. I have I'm perhaps more cynical than I should be about Val Fleurier. I agree on the one hand, it's, hey, you got someone like Baume & Mercier who's been making up stories about their movement for years. And so suddenly they have one that they can call in-house and call it Baumatic. It's an automatic made by Val Fleurier. See, the thing is, I suppose it's not so much like, how do we know what's really a good movement? That's another issue. And what's unique about it, or what makes it a good one in or something? I don't know. That's purely a question. Vacheron Constantin goes to a lot of effort to say, hey, we did so much work on this, its mother wouldn't recognize it. All right. And they do that. And they say, oh, we did this and this and this to it. And it's not like anybody else's Val Fleurier because it has this Vacheron Constantin touch to it. Yeah. Why do they make that point if they think it's a handy, it's a dandy one to begin with? Just wondering aloud. What movement is in the Americana? I'm not sure which one the Americana is. I know there's a Cartier with one's Française, one's Americana, one's this, one's that. But and I think that may be from Cartier, because Cartier had this brilliant watchmaker and who won the Watchmaker of the Year, and she had done all of these really great movements, but apparently they didn't seem to be going into all of the Cartier watches. They were still shoving in Solitas and whatever they could get their hands on. I don't know. Hey, Sean, good evening. Freddie Constant is now owned by Citizen. Yeah, they've been owned by Citizen for a while. Yeah, what do you think of that? I tell you who else. La Joux Perrier is also owned by Citizen. Does that mean, what does that mean? They're still in La Chaux de Fonds. And, I don't know. Maybe they have more money now. So maybe their movements that they make are better. They have to compete with Concepto and in La Chaux de Fonds. I don't know. ETA Solita allows affordable watches concentrate on looking higher end while using a reliable, if unremarkable movement. Nino. Okay. Now, having said that, they should be a lot cheaper, right? A whole lot cheaper, because they are mass produced. They've been using the same movements since that were designed before they were even owned by ETA. If you take a look at the ones that were initially developed by Unitas, Pazu, who else? Lemania, any of the ones that they own, do they have the kind of finishing that makes them really a good movement? Are they, what? Because they have all kinds of different levels. I don't know. It's something. The VC Day Date 56 and VC Calendar have their own VC movements. Yeah, Tim, those are the ones I like. See, this is the thing, is that you know that the entry level 11,000, I think is what it is, Vacheron Constantin with the Val Fleurier movement has the same movement as some Piaget and some other movements. And it's not to say it's a bad movement. I don't know. That's how come I was really asking about it. How good is it, and how do we know if it's any good? Who do we, how do we find that out? Okay, it's true that cost and what it should probably retail for. Yeah, should be cheaper, but they will take what consumers is willing to spend. Yeah, yeah, that's not the watches I buy. I don't buy the 80% fluff. I deduct it. I try to anyway. Yeah, I tell you, a lot of people buy watches. I don't think, I think, most of the collectors who are here, I don't think of that way. I think they're a little more sophisticated than buying fluff. Um, well, of course, I buy it, but I'm an exception. I'm a fluff buyer. Let's see. So an $18,000 movement and a $8,000 is not good. Or an $18 movement and an 8,000. I don't know. Hard to say. Did you ever get a chance to reach out to Rolf Lang about another stop on the rotation? No, I didn't even try to. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. That rotation. I thought you were talking. Rolf Lang refers to his the hacking device as a stop. He calls it a second stop. Sorry, Eddie. No, I think what I who was it? Ricky. Forgot. Anyway, well, there was somebody else on there who had promised it too, and I'll check with them on that. But that shouldn't be a problem, I don't think, right now. This is the thing. Rolf is going in a very different direction. In terms, he's partnering up with these elite glass company from Paris and doing some things like that. And then they have sort of set together, I don't know, a group, and they're all taking these really high-end watches, not watches, but luxury products and selling them together. And, that's sort of a different arena. And so I think that, I don't know. I have no idea where they're going with that. Yeah, anyway. Well, listen, guys. Excuse me. I got to run. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going, Eddie, yes, he did, but he told me not to say anything. Okay. Anyway, I got to run, guys, and I'm gonna write to Nicholas Viderek, and I hope to have, and I'm going to do it pretty soon, because it'll be too late. He'll have gone to bed already, and then so it'll be the first one he has in the morning, and maybe we'll get an answer. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay. All right, everyone, stay safe, take care, and I really want to thank you for the comments you had. You really had some comments, even though I don't disagree, even though I don't agree with them, they're good, because they talk about how you think about buying a watch, and that's important for us all. And to share those ideas, because sometimes you don't like something. I know I'm that way. It's not a very good idea, but then I find out later on maybe it is. So take care. Bye-bye.